We are now less than a week out from UFC 257, with the notorious Conor McGregor set to make his return against Dustin the Dimond Poirier. Of course, this won't be the first time the two have crossed paths inside the octagon. They first faced off back in 2014, where McGregor emerged the victor with a first-round TKO. That said, both fighters have drastically evolved since then and are eager to solidify their spot as the next man in line to challenge for the lightweight title. So, for this video, we'll be taking a look at a timeline of the events that led us to one of the most anticipated rematches in UFC history. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, then please be sure to let me know by leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at a timeline of Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. Back in September of 2014, UFC 178 was built up to be the biggest pay-per-view card of the year, at least until Jon Jones pulled out of his title fight against Daniel Cormier. The card was stacked, with Stephen Thompson, Jorge Masvidal, and the returning Dominic Cruz on the prelim card. The main card featured a title defense from Demetrius Johnson and the UFC debut of Eddie Alvarez, where he took on Donald "Cowboy" Cerrone. Despite all of the card's attractions, one stood out and gathered lots more excitement and interest than the others, thanks to one man, the notorious Conor McGregor. After a massive breakthrough moment in July of 2014 when McGregor stopped Diego Brandao in the opening round in front of his home crowd, the Irishman's ascension was astronomical. Already a huge star in his own right, it was time for Conor to take a step up in competition in order to see where he fit in the division. Matched with 10-fight UFC veteran Dustin Poirier, the Dimond had proven himself in the division and had only lost in the UFC to Cub Swanson and Chan Sung Jung. Also on a 3-fight win streak, the fight was booked in a fast turnaround for McGregor that would see him take over Vegas for the very first time. The pair's personalities clashed from the moment they came face to face. The extremely confident McGregor took several verbal jabs at Poirier, who at this point in his career was a very emotional fighter.
His chin is deteriorating. Every single contest he gets in, he hits one knee. He does a gust of wind and he does the chicken dance. Look, don't get me wrong, I like the kid. He's a quiet little hillbilly from the back ass of nowhere. You know, I've nothing against the guy, you know what I mean? I'm sure he grew up in a circus or a fair, you know, he's a nice little kid. So, Cletus, or, you know, his cousin's probably named Cletus or something. I don't know, he's a nice kid.
The now 31-year-old has matured a lot throughout his UFC run, but in 2014, it was clear to see that McGregor's antics were getting in the head of Poirier. The Louisiana native felt like he needed to give the cocky Irishman a reality check, but this did not play out on fight night. After his performance against Brandao, Conor McGregor was already a huge star in Ireland, but on September 27th, he announced himself to the US. With a large army of traveling Irish support behind him, McGregor did exactly what he said he would do and stopped Poirier in the first round, just 1 minute and 46 seconds into the bout. With a performance that made everything look easy, McGregor passed his biggest test to date with flying colors. He followed the stoppage with a knockout post-fight interview, delivering the now iconic lines,
"You can call me Mystic Mac because I predict these things. If one of us go to war, we all go to war."
After the fight, everybody knows what happened to McGregor. His train of momentum constantly grew to even more unthinkable levels, leading him all the way up to his 13-second KO of featherweight champion Jose Aldo. After his 2 blockbuster fights with Nate Diaz in 2016, he ended the year by becoming the UFC lightweight champion, stopping Eddie Alvarez and becoming the first man to hold 2 belts simultaneously. After years of breaking records, McGregor took a 2-year break from the sport, in which he boxed Floyd Mayweather. He returned to the octagon in 2018 to break his own record for the biggest fight in UFC history, meeting his arch-rival and undefeated champion Khabib Nurmagomedov. After years away from the UFC, McGregor's return against Khabib was unsuccessful, leaving him in a situation he hadn't been in for a long time. With another break from the octagon for over a year, the Notorious made a second return at UFC 246 in January of 2020, promising a season of activity that was halted by the outbreak of COVID-19. On his return, the Irishman stopped Donald "Cowboy" Cerrone in 40 seconds and reminded everyone how he became the superstar that he is today. Looking for a fight to get him one step closer to another world title, a former foe was more than happy to oblige. Though McGregor beating Dustin Poirier added even more fuel to the Conor hype train, the loss taught Dustin some huge lessons early on in his career. Poirier returned to the lightweight division after his loss to McGregor, the weight that he had fought at before entering the UFC. Aside from a slip-up one-punch KO delivered by Michael Johnson and a no contest against Eddie Alvarez, Poirier's resume at lightweight is a legendary one. After his fight with the former champion Eddie Alvarez in May of 2017, which was a no contest due to illegal knees from Alvarez, Poirier put together 4 back-to-back wins that earned him the interim lightweight championship and a shot at Khabib Nurmagomedov. Beating Anthony Pettis, Justin Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez, and Max Holloway consecutively, he showed the leaps and bounds that he had made since losing to McGregor back in 2014. It's safe to say that the 2014 version of the Dimond would not last long in a bout with the Dustin Poirier of present day. Despite also coming up short against lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov, Poirier also bounced back with a win, emerging victorious after a 5-round war with New Zealand's Dan Hooker. Since 2014, Poirier has become a fan favorite for his incredible fights and for his Good Fight Foundation charity that he uses to help out communities in need. After a rematch between the two had long been spoken about due to the improvements Poirier had made since their first meeting, the rumors began circulating following Poirier's win on June 27, 2020. After a Twitter back and forth, Conor and Dustin agreed to an exhibition bout in Dublin that would raise money for charity. Instead, Dana White sent the pair bout agreements, and the fight was signed for January 23, 2021, over a full year after McGregor's return against Cerrone. Any McGregor fight is huge, but this is one that fans have been asking for a lot since Poirier's resurgence. Though the initial bad blood between the two will likely no longer be there, this fight is even more interesting than the first. This is a brilliant opportunity for McGregor to prove that he still has it against one of the sport's very best, and though he has already beaten Poirier once, he can't be overlooked. For Poirier, this isn't just a chance at revenge, it's a chance to prove that he's much more than just one of the guys that McGregor walked over during his featherweight surge. This is an opportunity for Poirier to show exactly how far he's come since UFC 178. But will the pressure of a Conor McGregor fight once again get under his skin? Hyped for UFC 257? Let us know your fight predictions in the comments below. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to let me know by leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. Other than that, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.